What did I tell y'all? What did I tell you, popcorn Pop-Tart farts? What did I tell you, popcorn Pop-Tart farts? Folks, I've made 4 videos on this subject on my channel. Guys, I got videos from 5 years ago talking about Bellator's demise and what I began to see as problems in the organization, in the product. Guys, I made a video 3 years ago about what Bellator is doing wrong. I made a video 2 years ago, okay, what I think the holes in Bellator's game are. I made a video at the beginning of this year, back in August, about why I think Bellator is going to ultimately fail in the end. Folks, I've given you a play-by-play diagram on this damn channel about this. Now, you got some major newspapers now talking about, oh, well, this is why Bellator failed. Like, I didn't know that you hoe-ass dudes ain't been watching my damn videos. Of course you have. And when people, and you'll get these little idiot-ass dummies. Man, you think people are watching you? You're stupid. And these guys are dumb. These guys are dumb. I didn't even know that I had so many fighters that watch this channel, but they do. They do. I didn't think so. I'm sitting there like, I only got about 10,000 subs. Ain't nobody checking for me. Yeah, they do. Chris Cyborg commented on this channel many times. Cindy Dandois, Rose Namajunas, Tatiana Suarez, they watch this channel. Even the great Valentina Shevchenko from time to time have watched this channel. Sabina Mazo, they watch my channel. They watch it. Moreover, I get DMs from fighters. I get the Invicta fighters. Most of them watch my channel. Like, folks, now that I understand that they watch my channel, because I'm going to give a raw depiction of what I see. I'm not going to give you some political view that a lot of these fighters, they just get sick of looking at it. Sometimes they don't like what I say, but they can appreciate it because they know I'm giving it to you from an underground fan perspective. Like, I'm not trying to hold my words because I want to interview with this fighter. I call it like I see it. And I called this 5 years ago, y'all. This is crazy now that everybody trying to act like they know the reason. No, I told you what was going on. And I'm going to give you these reasons why Scott Coker is 0-2 in MMA promotion. The man's 0-2. Dana White is 1-0. Well, really, when you look at it, he's 2-0 when you really look at it because they're still on top. But the number one, let's just get right into it, okay? The number one reason why Bellator failed is because they don't promote to an American market. They don't promote to an American market. Yes, they were on Viacom. Yes, they were on Paramount Network. But they don't promote their product to America. Did they really think that they were going to be successful trying to push most of their product over in Europe? Do you know if you live in America, the only way that you can go watch a Bellator card live is that you have to go to the damn Mohegan Sun? Well, newsflash, okay? Everybody's not going to go to the damn Mohegan Sun, Scott. Everybody not going to go to the Mohegan Sun. And if you don't think that MMA is big in America, okay, what do you see if you live in another country? I want to challenge anybody on this video if you live in another country, what do you see in America? All you see is people getting shot, people getting their ass whooped, people getting knocked out, people getting stomped out. That's what you see when you see video footage of America. Violence. America, to me, is the violence capital of the world. Lock, stock, and barrel. America is the most violent place on the planet. You can talk about what's going on overseas in Israel. Look, man, America got that place beat. You know how many people are killing up people in America? Mass shootings, robberies, jumpings, beatdowns, stabbings, okay, hidden murders, People burying bodies up under their damn estates. I mean, you name it is going on in America. America has an appetite for violence, and we are addicted to the shit. We're addicted to violence over here. More than any other country. You have foreigners that come over here that visit, they're ready to go back. Because of some of the stuff they see over here. They don't want to stay over here. And you don't market to America. Folks, that was the dumbest thing that Bellator could have did, was not really push this product over here. Because, I mean, I'll tell you what, unless you're in the MMA world and you want to see a fight, you're just a casual person, you want to see somebody get their ass whooped, the first thing that pop up ain't going to be Bellator when you start Googling. It ain't going to be the first thing. Okay? You have to search for Bellator. You have to look for that. I remember when I was trying to figure out, okay, well, Chris Cyborg going to Bellator, well, damn, how the hell do I get on this? Oh, okay. So Bellator is on DAZN. Okay, so I'm going to get a DAZN description. Okay, cool. Then they left DAZN. Oh, okay. Well, what's happening to Bellator now? Okay, they're going to CBS Showtime. Oh, okay, got it. Okay. Then when it became impossible to find them, it's like, okay, damn, well, when does the fight come on? Like, you have to search. And when you finally go to the Bellator website and you start searching, okay, then, okay, you can find it. Then you can find out what it is. But see, with the UFC, okay, you're seeing ads just pop up everywhere. You're seeing the ads pop up. When you're on Instagram, the ads pop up. Okay, I don't see no damn Bellator ads pop up on Instagram. You know, when you're checking Facebook, you see a UFC ad. When you're on YouTube, you know, they're promoting, they're putting advertising dollars on YouTube into their next events. UFC 295, you know, when I clicked on a video, all I saw were UFC 295 advertising on YouTube. Do you think I saw any Bellator ads on YouTube? Not a whole hell of a, matter of fact, I'm trying to remember, I may have saw one, just one. That's it. So my thing is, what the fuck was he doing? What was he doing? Like, guys, I hit my head against the wall when I think about this Bellator, because so many things were done wrong, and Bellator could have had potential to do well. They had potential. But this is a major mistake. You didn't really push this in America. And it's like Scott had this obsession of spreading this product around Europe, going to different European venues so people can watch this shit. Well, instead of, hey, let's go around to a lot of American venues. Now, the UFC and Dana White, they do go overseas, but not as much as they do in America. Dana White, they spread it out all over America, because you know why the UFC, you know what they understand? And I keep telling you people and telling you people and telling you people the same thing. I got data, and I'm sick of you people when I tell you the 18 to 35-year-old white male lives in America, and they love violence. We all like violence over here, but the UFC understands that their primary provider of their dollars is the 18 to 35-year-old white male. I keep telling you this, but damn it, the more I say it, it drives me insane. The more that I say it, people just don't get it. Yes, I'm screaming. Cut the video off now if you don't want to hear anymore. I tell people that demographic single-handedly brings in most of the revenue dollars for the UFC. That demographic. Dana White may be a lot of things, but he's not stupid. Why do you think there's so many fights in America? Why do you think Dana White all of a sudden affiliation is a conservative? I guarantee you, if the 18 to 35-year-old white male demographic was liberal, I bet you Dana White would be liberal. You see, the thing is, y'all, the UFC, they may not pay their fighters. And Dana White may be a POS. But the man understands who his audience is. Scott Coker never truly understood his audience. He wanted his audience to be European, but it wasn't. The audience that you wanted was right here in America. You just had to sell your product as a product that we're going to see blood, guts, and gory. Had Scott done that over here and really was aggressive about it, Bellator would probably still be its own brand and making money right now. See, Scott didn't get that. The number 2 reason, okay, I told y'all is that Bellator got these aging ass fighters. They're aging. Like, what the hell? You get a fighter from the UFC that's been cut and you bring him to your promotion. Why in the hell are we bringing in somebody else's garbage? Okay? The UFC don't want you, but Scott be like, oh, welcome with open arms. And I can appreciate that about Scott as a person. But in business, is that a good model to follow, y'all? Some of the people, okay, I thought were good acquisitions, okay? Showtime Sean Pettis, that was good. Okay? Chris Cyborg was good. Okay? Big Country? No. Bad. Bad. What? You brought Big Country in? Yo Romero. The man's over 40. You bring him into your organization? What the hell? What is he thinking? Like, I'm trying to understand, okay, the whole, I want to bring in these old UFC fighters, to try to, put eyeballs on my thing. I never understood this. Didn't get it. Okay? There's a reason why Dana White and UFC cut these people. There's a reason why. Okay? They've done their homework, okay? Do we agree with everything that they do at the UFC when they cut somebody? No, we disagree. But there's a reason why. And when the UFC cuts somebody, it's never personal. It's dollars and cents. Okay, when they cut somebody, it is never, ever personal, except in 2 cases, Leslie Smith and Chris Cyborg. Those were the only 2 cases where I felt like it was actually personal. But for the most part, even in those situations, the UFC, they felt like that those 2 fighters would damage their brand. Well, you had Leslie Smith, who was trying to start a union right up under the UFC's nose, and they couldn't have that. And then you have Chris Cyborg doctoring tapes with Dana White, making it appear that Dana said something he didn't say. So that kind of behavior is very dangerous, okay? And you can't have people like that around you because they can manufacture some shit and say you did some stuff, and then that next thing you know, you're doing jail time, So, no, I realize why Dana got Chris out, and I realize why they got Leslie out. I realize why they got these people out, okay? But most of the time when the UFC cuts somebody, it's purely business. It's business, okay? It's nothing personal. It's just business. They got these fighters out so they can move forward and bring in other fighters so their brand can go forward. That's what a successful MMA corporation and company, that's what you're supposed to do. Scott didn't do that. Scott kept these old timers around for years and years and years till these people could no longer barely stand on one leg. Then and only then will Scott release them. Okay, he would pull them in from the UFC. They were already failing in the UFC, and now you bring them over here to another promotion. Okay, where what do you want to do? Like, you want to bring in more failing fighters? Okay, is that what you want to do? Like, you want to bring in more fighters that are failing to your promotion that's already failing. Guys, do you understand that the math here just doesn't fucking add up? It never added up. It never added up. Okay? I never understood why he would do this over and over and over again. Okay? No, Scott. You brought in too many of these old ass fighters. These fighters are not a good return on investment. You got to pay them some money. Okay? Money that you could be giving some of these younger fighters who are at the lower end of the Bellator ladder, making less than $3,000 a fight. 3 to show, 3 to win. Okay, you could have been rerouting some of that money and promoting and building the brand of some of these younger fighters in your organization. No, these people, they can't afford to fight. They can't afford to even pay their bills. But, guys, the whole Bellator model pisses me off to no avail. You guys got to understand, I'm passionate about this one because this is a brand that actually could have been. The model pisses me off. Like, you're paying these old, failing fighters when you can be rerouting that money to some of these younger guys, some of these younger girls, that they're going to be around longer. Okay, these people, you can build with them. You can make a name for them. These people, are knocking people out and beating the hell out of people. But then these are the people that you don't even pay. Like, guys, it makes no sense. It just don't make sense. And I get it. Bellator didn't have the resources to pay what the UFC was paying. I get that. We all knew that. That's understandable. But the model is the reason why they can't pay. Okay, number three, they couldn't get the asses in the seats. Okay, what do you do? The whole, you got to buy a subscription. They thought that, okay, being on Showtime, hey, we'll have more access to people. Okay, good in theory, but again, people have Showtime subscriptions. Absolutely. When you're watching Showtime, did you just see a Bellator commercial pop up? I sure as hell didn't see a whole lot of them. Not many at all. And it just goes to show, what was Bellator doing with the advertising dollars? What were they doing? What were they doing with that money that they had set aside for ads? Like, what were they doing? You didn't see a lot of Bellator ads on Showtime. So no, the normal person with a Showtime subscription, many people that got Showtime, you know that these people, they didn't even know that there was a fighting card on their thing called Bellator. They didn't even know. Some people with Showtime didn't even know that you could watch Bellator on Showtime. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that something? I remember one day we were watching a UFC event and it was a get together. I said, "Hey, any of you guys gonna watch? Anybody gonna watch Bellator 275?" And then one of my homies, he said, "Bellator." He said, "Man," and he straight up said, "Man, what the fuck is a Bellator? What? Do we got a bell on it? What they do? They ring the bell?" I said, "No, man, Bellator." So then this female at the party, she was like, well, "I ain't never heard of that. I mean, what is it? Are they related to the UFC?" No. So then people start saying Bellator. So then, the party was about like 25 people. So, people start pulling out their phones and start searching Bellator. And they were like, "Oh, homie, I ain't never heard of this. Oh, they fight too?" So, folks, you got to know, I'm at a fight party and nobody knows who your product is. That's telling. So, just think about this if I were to do polls, okay? Now, I didn't get to talk to every person, but I'll say out of the 20 to 25 people, okay? I could probably say maybe 2 of those people knew what Bellator was. Maybe 2. Now, I'm assuming that because I didn't get to poll everybody. I polled about 20 of those 25 people. Okay? If I would have polled the other 5, I'm probably sure that maybe at least one of those people would have known what Bellator was. I know the guy running the house party, I think he did know what Bellator was. So 1 out of those 25 people knew that. Guys, take a worldwide poll. Okay? If 1 out of 25 people at the fight party, including me, 2 out of 25. If 2 out of 25 people knew what Bellator was, poll that, make a ratio with the entire world. Okay? How many people you think watch Bellator? I mean, probably damn near less than 1%. And really, if the person hosting the fight, if I'm assuming he know and he don't know, that's 1 out of 25. That's literally less than 1% of the population knows what a Bellator is. Like, do you think that's gonna make money? Okay, number 2. Well, number 3 for me, the younger fighters, they didn't get pushed. Like, what the hell? You got Denise Killhouse, and Denise Killhouse ain't on your buses, ain't being pushed. Like, Denise Killhouse was a waste. I mean, she can fight, she knocking people out, and she's beautiful. A beautiful knockout artist. And y'all don't push that. Never got it. Excuse me. Then I also thought that Denise got robbed when she fought Juliana Velasquez. She got robbed. She beat the out of Juliana. And she still don't have the belt? Like, that used to drive me insane. So Liz Carmouche gets a title shot, wins the belt. Okay? Denise Killhouse isn't even an afterthought for a rematch. Like, folks, I shake my head, bro. I shake my head. And I'm not saying like we basing this on looks, but guys, come on. Who would you want to be the face of your women's champion at 125 pounds? If you could help it. If you could put that person in position to win, Okay, and it's a 50-50 chance Denise will win. I would want Denise Killhouse to be at the front of my organization. Denise, the girl can fight. She's beautiful, and she's going to put an eyeball. There's no way. If Denise was in the UFC, I guarantee you, if Denise was winning, okay, and she's doing okay in Bellator. If Denise was over in the UFC and if she was doing the same thing, winning marginally, I guarantee you they push Denise Killhouse. I guarantee you they push her. I promise you they push this woman. Scott Coker did a shitty job of pushing people like Denise. Just terrible, bro. And then when you are a young fighter coming into Bellator, you know, you're not even guaranteed a 3-fight deal. You'll see a fighter that you really like, they go in there and they whoop ass, and then you don't see them again for 2 or 3 years. It's like you don't even get a chance to be intimate and familiarize yourself with the fighters at Bellator. If they're young fighters, you don't get a chance to see that. You get to see these old ass, wrinkly, saggy ball looking fighters running around here trying to be fighters. Okay, that's what we get to see. We don't get to see this young talent. Bellator didn't know how to push and promote young talent. They didn't pay them, and of course these people are not going to fight regularly. And maybe Bellator was offering fights. I don't know, but from what these little young fighters were making, y'all, for what they were making, hell no. You don't fight for that? No. Okay. Number 4 for me, Bellator was too fighter friendly. It was like the Wild Wild West. The fighters could do what they wanted to do, which I respect Scott for trying to look out for fighters. But you look out for them more when you take care of business. And it was just the Wild Wild West. These fighters could, you know, if you were a top tier fighter, you could pretty much tell Scott what you were going to do, and that's what you did. It was just nothing else to it, okay? I appreciate the fact that Scott did allow fighters to have their sponsorships. I thought that was huge, okay? I thought that was huge, and I thought that worked out in the fighters' favor, but it just sucked because when you really like the fighter and you want to see more of them, you'll turn around and the fighter's on a whole different, you know, in a whole different fighting organization. And you're like, wait a minute, they used to fight for Bellator. Like, what the hell happened? And, you know, you don't see them anymore. They'll fight one fight and then that's it. You don't see them. So that, to me, was a huge red flag with Bellator. Now, one good thing about Bellator, the commentary team, I thought they were pretty good. Yes, Big Dumb McCarthy is pretty good at his questions, okay? Big Dumb McCarthy will set you up, and he will, if John McCarthy thinks that you deserve a title shot, he's going to specifically ask you anybody in particular that you want next, somebody you know you need to call out. See, only a veteran in the game knows how to ask that question. So I give Big Dumb McCarthy some credit. He's a good post-fight. He's a good post-fight reporter. John McCarthy is one of the best because he's gotten more people into title fights than anybody by asking them the right setup question. Because you know in MMA it's taboo to say, well, I'll fight whoever. In MMA, it's what you're supposed to do is say, this is who I want to fight. Okay, I want this person next. John McCarthy was a master of getting a fighter to say, I want to fight this person, that person. But see, that was few and far in between. Okay, the product looked sloppy. It just looked like something they just threw together, man. You know, it didn't look like, I don't know, the storylines were just awful. There were no rivalries, there were no beefs. It wasn't something that drew you in. When you saw a Bellator fight, it was two guys that just fought. Like the UFC and even damn PFL, man, they can get you like, oh dang, man, you know, dude talked about dude mom, or you know, man, you know, these dude, they got beef, man. They used to be in the same gym, man. See, you know that background story. When two fighters come in, and you know two fighters just don't like each other, man. The storyline is there. Bellator had few of those. Well, you know, with the PFL buying Bellator, here's one good thing. We're going to see some good fights. And we're finally going to see Chris Cyborg versus Kayla Harrison. We're finally going to see Denise Killhouse fight more 125 pounders. We're going to see Liz Carmouche. See, these Bellator fighters, they're going to be tested, okay? They're going to be tested. And we're going to see, did Bellator really have a good product? Because, see, you can see for yourself, okay? A lot of these Asian fighters, the ones that are old, too old, if they're still allowed to be in the PFL, these fighters, they're going to get knocked out. And Ray Sefo and company, they're going to weed them out anyway. Okay, a lot of these fighters aren't going to have contracts. There are going to be a lot of fighters being let go. A lot of fighters being let go. Okay, watch. We're going to hear tons and tons of fighters being cut. Okay, the PFL, they're going to clean house. They're going to keep the people that need to be there. They're going to keep Chris Cyborg. Of course they are. Because they've been trying to get Chris Cyborg for years. They're going to keep Cyborg. They'll probably keep Denise Killholes. They'll probably keep Pitbull Rua. They'll probably keep AJ McKee. Okay. They'll probably keep, I don't know if they'll keep Michael Venom Page. I'm not really sure about that. They'll probably keep Carrie Melendez, who's knocking everybody out. The girl's undefeated, whooping everybody's ass. They'll probably keep, I'm trying to think who else they may keep. I said Pitbull. I said AJ. They will also probably keep. They might keep Lance Gibson Jr. They might keep him. Okay, I'm sure that they'll probably keep those. But a lot of these guys, would they keep Showtime Pettis? I don't know. A lot of these guys are getting cut. Okay, they're gonna clean house with the Bellator roster. They acquired Bellator. They only wanted a couple of fighters out of Bellator. The rest of these guys, they gone. Is Scott Coker going to be around? I don't know. I don't see why they need him. Like, why? Why do they need Scott Coker? I think they're going to get his ass out of there, too. It's just, why? Scott is 0-2 in promotions, man. Why would they need him around? Like, they don't, well, Scott understand the Bellator product. Look, man, the PFL, they've been doing okay. They've been doing okay. And the PFL, with this whole tournament and, them building these rivalries, the PFL is starting to become a good product. But, folks, this is good and bad for MMA, okay? It's bad for MMA because an MMA promotion just went under. It's good for MMA that now we're going to see some fights that we want to see that we've been kind of matchmaking here online. For one thing, we're going to know if Chris Cyborg can knock out Kayla Harrison. That's what we're going to know.